just a second. Need to finish setting up and we'll start. Okay. We're in lobby right now. Seems like it's because one of the players forgot something. So they have to go back a few minutes. Okay, so hello everyone, my name is Sado, and the laser seems to be lagging right now. Seeing as the view count started going up a little, I think we can start. This is my first stream in a long while, but I promise to start streaming again. Maybe daily, maybe once in a few days. We'll see how it goes. This is a kind of a new map. It's Eruption, but it's a new version made for 8 players. As you can see on the minimap, there's 8 players in the game. Most of the locations should be fairly similar to what you can see on the 6-player version, which is included in the remake. But well, I don't remember right now, but I think that the 2 added ones were these ones in the middle, 1 per team. I'm not sure which one right now. I think this one might have been added. It's location 6, if my memory serves me well.
Disconnected from your channel. Sound muted.
Sorry, should have muted TeamSpeak. Anyway, as I said, this is the 8-player version of Eruption. There's been a few changes, well, quite a few changes, I'd say, regarding the middle of this map. Oops, I'm lagging a little bit. Shouldn't zoom out so much. Yeah, that's better. You can see the middle. It's much more open. It kind of doesn't seem like a lot has changed, but it's just a bit more stretched, it seems at the first look, but I think actually the entire battlefield is done from scratch, just in a kind of similar style. Because usually on the old version of Eruption, the 146 players, there would be a problem in the middle because there was like one battlefield which goes in two ways. You can go from left to the right top or left to the right bottom, but there wasn't a lot room to move your troops in any direction if you wanted to attack. It was very tight, and it wasn't the best map for attacking. While here it's the complete opposite. It's really nice, this battlefield here. You can see there's plenty of space for players. You will be able to see later, obviously, because it's might be a little hard to see this without the troops on the battlefield, but just to give you a reference, here's some citizens, so you can see that you can fit entire army in every one of these small passages, let alone this one. But I think it's not too open actually. There's plenty of obstacles here and there, and from what I saw so far, the games I saw here, it was pretty interesting, but there's one caveat. People playing in this game have to not screw up their games. Basically, especially location 5 and 3, if I'm correct. These two locks have to have a good player. They are slightly more difficult to defend, a bit far away from the rest of the team. Of course, that's the theory, because in practice, I think it's pretty nice to attack from these two locks, because you can see these locks are divided really well. So if you want to like go and help here, then you have to go a long way from location. It's gotta be 5, 6. I think it's 7, but I'm not sure. No, guys, I think I'll just fire up the editor just to be extra sure, because I don't want to give you some false info. Oh snap, I don't have this map on the laptop. Didn't expect that to happen. Okay. I just hope I won't be lagging in game. I might start lagging actually. I'll try to make it really quick. Okay, so this is 8, this is 7. Yeah, I really don't get the numbers of the locations here. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, and this is 8. I'll have a hard time remembering this. You will as well, I guess, so I'll just differ without numbers, I think. Anyway, the reason I'm not talking too much about the bases is because it's still relatively early, halfway through the peacetime. But I promise this will change soon. Okay, so let's start with the teams. Maybe you can see the teams on at the bottom, of course. The left side got the Raging Bullet, Equa, Razor, and Mr. Fu. Kind of Dutch team, except for Razor, of course. While the right side has Stocky from the Czech Republic, Browar from Poland, Skeleton, Slovenia, I'm sorry, Slovenia, and Dr. Bolt from Belarus. Starting with Baldy, plenty of woodcutters should be fine, although it doesn't seem like he has a lot of wood right now. Might be a surf issue. I'm not sure what's the only 2 sawmills. That's not too good, I guess. It's pretty late for the 3rd sawmill, and he's just finishing it. Should be relatively fine. I cannot foresee any big wood problems here. Skeletor. 6 woodcutters and kinda enough wood. Started iron production a couple of minutes ago. Should be aiming for about 30 iron units, I guess. If he goes for the sword fighters only, of course. A bit of a traffic jam, but probably temporary. Five farms. I was about to say that he needs another building that needs cotton, but he's trying to finish his stables right now. Let's take a look at the next player, which is Browar. 6 farms, plenty of wood. Seems working fine. Seems to be working fine. How's the iron production? Okay, he's making barracks. It's more or less the same as Skeletor. Just to remind everyone, we're in the 36th minute of a 60 peacetime game on Eruption 8p version. Recent map from the Raging Bullet. The map is not too decent because you already know Eruption 6p probably because it's in the remake. But this new version, actually I think it's much better than the 6-player version if we can even compare maps with different player sizes. This one is much better because of way better battlefield. The battlefield actually makes sense on this map. So this is a 4 vs 4 game. I think we'll say a few things about stock in a bit. Let's take a look at some of the players on the left side. The left team starts with Mr. Fu. His woodcutters should be fine. He put them in the top right corner. But he shouldn't be having problems with wood from now on, at least. I don't know. Seems to me like there's a problem in this base. Oh, and I already know what doesn't work here. It's pretty late to make a second gold mine, I'd say. So he must be very low on gold, which in turn makes all kinds of problems. There's 20 minutes remaining until the peacetime goes, and they will start fighting then. So yeah, Fu might have a bit of a problem. How many serves does he have? 55. Well, that's not too bad for the time. But usually such a late gold mine and second gold smelter means problems in the base. Problems with recruits, for example, later on. That might happen as well. Generally, it seems kind of late. What I see here in the base. The iron production isn't working that well, although it might be that, well, there's 5 farms. It's a bit small base for my liking, but a bit too small. Might have been some wood production problems, but I'm not entirely sure what caused the problems here. Let's move to the next player. This is Mr. Razor from Chile. That's why he's lagging, I guess. Kind of a strange road, if you ask me. 6 farms, and yeah, he's gonna make plenty of farms here, I guess. You can see he's readying up for 9, which should be a nice number. What minutes? Well, it's looking not too bad here. Should have, I don't know, about 30 swordmen and some pikes. Well, it depends what he's aiming to. He's probably aiming for something different, more like 10 horses and the rest all pikes. That's what it looks like, at least right now. His iron production seems to be working pretty well. Best so far, I think, although I need to compare with what's happening right now in the other team. The next guy here on the list is Equa. Eight farms, 6 of them working. Plenty of stuff in the swine farms. Should be time to make a tannery. He's a bit late with that, I guess. I don't like these traffic jams here. What might be the cause of them? Oh, he didn't block the stone and wood. You can see there's a lot of serfs with wood and stone around here, but probably something more. I don't know. You can see that his base must have had some problems when he's building the tannery and butcher so late. But this isn't working yet. So that's the problem. You have two roads here, and whenever they want to go from top to bottom, they have to go like here or here. They could go there as well, but it doesn't make sense, so they just go here. So I guess he might need a shortcut right there, for example. Something on the right side as well. I'd probably make one here first, on the right side of the barracks. Yeah, said JMO, if I'm pronounced it right. You're definitely correct. The problem is he's bringing... yeah, he just blocked that. And of course it's not gonna fix itself too soon. That's a rookie mistake, to be fair. You should never do this in a multiplayer game, leaving these two things unblocked. Of course you can leave this unblocked before you build your inn, so like for the first 20 minutes it's fine, because the serfs don't have anything to do anyway, but later on it's a massive problem if you don't block this, because there's a really big production of everything here. Oops, might have been a mistake. He didn't want to build that farm there, I guess. Well, actually, I don't know what's the plan, because he actually started building the fields here. So maybe he wanted to do that, but now he plans to do something else, like, I don't know. Well, that's kind of strange. Even it's a strange location for a farm, and there's plenty of space here. I'd just leave the building. Probably. Ah, it's a marketplace. Oh, well, okay. Might need that. And of course, he needs alternative routes here. Okay, let's take a look at Bullet. Should have a pretty nice base. I'm not sure what happens here right now. Still seems like he needs a couple of things. Making a second smithy here should be fine. No swords so far. That's kinda late. Kind of expected him to have them earlier. The farms look quite nice though. 12 minutes till peacetime. There's a massive traffic jam here as well. It's an obvious one. He needs that route for sure. But yeah, that should fix it, I guess. When he fixes that, he'll probably be fine. How's his leather production? Doesn't seem too good. Oh, actually, okay, maybe not that bad. I didn't see his tannery first. Usually double roads are not needed. I tend to, instead of a double road, I just tend to leave some space, just like Bullet did here. Below the storehouse and school, for example. Well, definitely below storehouse and below inn. Just like that, it's quite nice. But I rarely do double roads, really rarely. I'd rather make some shortcuts around. Unless it's a situation where there's no other option, just making double road. It's hard to describe without seeing that situation, to be honest. Maybe actually here. Well, of course you can't move buildings left and right now, so you can't fix it. I'm not sure if you can place a road like here, but this would be a good solution. I think he can, but I'm not sure. It's hard to see without being able to click here. There's not a lot of time left. I predict he'll have at most 30 leather on peacetime. Iron should be fine though. That is when his second weapon smithy. Oh, okay, he's gonna lack a couple swords, that's for sure. So he's gonna make about 20 swords, not more. Okay, time to see Stocky, just like promised. Oh, I think this might be the best player so far. Yeah, most likely. I think his iron works slightly better. This is almost built here and it's quite close to all the buildings needed there, so I think he'll easily have 30 swords on peacetime. Yeah, that's correct. Actually, it's a normal tactic to just make 2 armor smithies early and then make 1 weapon smithy later, or 2 weapon smithies much later. Still, making a second weapon smithy 8 minutes before peacetime is a bit too late. Of course, if you want to have enough on peacetime, you can just ignore it and they will just catch up later. You don't really need a great peacetime army. If you're just lacking swords, I mean, before the fight starts, at least 5 minutes will pass, so it's not a problem usually. You know, people have to scout, etc. Okay, since it's 6 minutes till peacetime, I'll just shortcut on the barracks. It will be easier later to check every single player just before peacetime. Okay, so his base of Stocky. Only 5 woodcutters? 6. Not a lot. It should be kinda fine, but yeah, he doesn't have a lot, but it's probably because he just made this the third weapon workshop. So he should probably catch up in 5 minutes. Shouldn't be that much of a problem. Only 6 farms. This one isn't really optimal. You should always place your fields below the farm. It takes less time for the for the farmer, yeah, to walk. I don't understand your question. What do you mean by valuables in the center area? Uh, basically, you'll see soon enough how it works in fight, but basically when the armies walk out, they start standing on one of the choke points and they try to advance. Like one of the teams should push the other team back, and then they can start attacking. They can attack the army, or they can try to push on the cities sometimes. But usually around 17 minutes, if not earlier, a big fight starts, because 17 minutes after peacetime, that's when most of the armies will start getting hungry. Because when you train a unit in barracks, it has 17 minutes of lifetime until you have to feed him, and nobody feeds soldiers because it's too expensive, so people usually will fight in the first 17 minutes to lose most of their soldiers. So maybe there's no fighting at the start, like outright fighting, just pushing over and shooting each other with bowmen, but there's no catching unless the big fight starts. Of course, first you have to scout, otherwise you can't really go out with your army. You can only camp if you didn't scout, and it's much better to stand in the middle of the map than try to defend in your own base. And you have to hold ground as far from your base as possible to not let the enemy scout your area, because when the enemy scouts the whereabouts of your base, then he will be able to see all the reinforcements coming, and he'll likely see all of your army, so he will know how and when to attack, and of course if he should attack. Okay, 1 minute till peacetime. Let's go through the barracks. Location, Mr. Fu. Oh, not too bad. It's not lacking anything. Just a bit of this and that. Should be fine. 10 horses. That's a nice army. Not too bad. Razor. Kinda similar to Fu, just a bit better. Equa. 40-40, but strange combo. I wouldn't like that army. Bullet. Kinda fine. Well, we'll see the other team in a few seconds. Minutes, I mean, because obviously there's a break right now. It's a custom to make a break just before peacetime in the TeamSpeak lobbies. I usually say something about the chances of the teams when we're in lobby waiting for the after peacetime part to start. But the problem is I didn't really check the peacetime armies of the right side, so I can only guess what they have. I'm pretty sure Stocky will have a nice army. I think Skeletor should be fine too. I don't remember what Brovar had, cause we only saw his base at the very start. So it was way too early to predict whether his game will go good or bad. Kinda same with Dr. Bolt. On the left side, Equa had kinda strange army. Bows and pikes. Bows are fine, but pikes are like, well, okay, you have mod pikes, then you could have swordmen, but they could fight better. I mean, they could. It could be better to have swordmen because when you shoot pikes, they will die much faster. Although some players prefer to have pikes, and when there's many pikes on the battlefield in the big fight, then it's really easy to catch knights. So there's an advantage. We're still waiting. It will probably take a couple of minutes, usually 5 minutes I'd say, unless someone decides to go to the shop or whatever. This is when the real action begins, in a couple of minutes. Because usually the first 60 minutes is kind of boring to commentate, especially the first 30 minutes. Later there's plenty of stuff you can show in the bases. The game gets much faster after peacetime, after a couple of minutes of course. There's always an option. If you don't want to build stables, you can make a marketplace and trade something for the horse. That's how we used to do this years ago, when stables were not good from the economic point of view. They were not worth it. It wasn't worth it to have horses actually, because they were kind of weak against all the other units. They were shot down very easily. So we used to make a marketplace and just one horse there for scouting, where it was a different time, because nowadays everyone has so many horses that people scout usually with 3-4 horses going each one in separate direction. Yeah, now horses are really good. They are like the most important unit in this game. In the first versions of the remake it was different, because it was very easy to shoot down a horse with bowmen and crossbows. It's right now, after many changes of the unit balance in this game, in the remake, it's right now quite easy to kill knights with crossbows, but crossbows are not that popular. The most popular unit combination right now is swordmen plus bows. That works the best usually. Of course, you will want to have as many horses as possible, no matter the unit combination you're going for. Sometimes people go for X-Men plus crossbowmen. This is nice for the maps where there's plenty of space for crossbows. And for big fights, crossbows are killing it. Crossbows are really good when there's a big fight, but you can't really effectively shoot bowmen with them, because bowmen are a bit faster. Yeah, it's probably the standard combo would be 40-40 right now. Used to be 30-30 and a couple of horses, let's say 7. But right now it's like entry level gaming, I think. Okay, let's get ready, because there's only one guy we're waiting for. And I need to show you 4 barracks in 15 seconds. So we need to be brief. So on the right side we have Stocky, then Brovar, Skeletor and Dr. Bolt. Okay, let's go. Okay, the hotkeys are gone, shit. Okay, Stocky. not too bad, but I expected a bit better. Brovar. No, that's really nice army. I've been lacking on swords though. Ah shit, I'm too late. Skelly. Skelly, really nice army as well, and Doctor Bolt. Yeah, he's packing quite a bit. Yeah, well, so now my money is probably on the right side. Exceptional performance from Brovar. A bit lacking on the swords, but apart from that, it's really good. Someone started lagging. It's not me though. Okay, so let's try to show you the perspective of the right side for now. You should never scout with all your horses. Always take one horse, not three. If you're too lazy, just... Oh, sorry, he's dividing it right now. Yeah, I'm afraid it's too late for this game. Well, I mean, it's never too late, but it's not going to like to evolve like ever into something mod. That's probably what the new game will be for, because Chrome, the one of two guys who were making the remake, is making a new game called Knights Province, which should stay kinda true to Knights Merchants heritage, but with some new stuff added as well. And that's where I'm hoping some interesting developments can happen. I'm really hoping for that game because I love streaming, and streaming for this game is kinda, you know, I have 4 viewers here right now, I think. I didn't count YouTube. 5 on YouTube as well. Oh, that's not too bad. You can see Brovar coming inside here. It's always really nice to get inside someone's base. Even better if you can spot where are his barracks. Whoa. Huh. Okay, this is a funny catch because they can't really go around this. In the meantime, one of the scouting horses from the right is killed here. Okay, how much can I zoom out? Might be too much, yeah, I don't want to lag. As you can see, I started to take positions. Oops, somebody's gonna... Ah, yeah, got caught. So yeah, I'm really hoping for the new game to take off in a year or two, and maybe it can become a serious competitive game. I'm really hoping for it because I'd love to be streaming to a wider audience. There's not a lot you can get in this community, which is a nice community but a really small one. And of course the graphics are not as entertaining to the eyes, so some players might not like the looks of it. And the new game, it's still quite early, but it starts looking better and better with every release. Of course the RTS games don't have to look that pretty, they just have to be nice for the gameplay value. Anyway, you can see some team movements here. I think there's gonna be a big fight pretty soon. This is not a good position, I think. Let's see the vision of the left side before we do anything. Oh, this is kinda terrible. They're gonna get caught soon. And Aqua moves here. I think Bullet will just go back, and that's what's gonna happen here. While on the top, the left side, which is Mr. Fu and Razor. By the way, I know the nicknames are different here, but of course you can set a different nickname. I'm always speaking about the normal nicknames they use, the ones they're known for. Seems like they realized their mistake and they are trying to go back. Not sure why the left side didn't attack though. But Skelly seems to be moving to the top. So the moment might be gone soon. If I were them, I'd try to attack. But they're going through the way, and the left side is losing their good position. It was a really good position because it would be hard for them to go back, and they could attack from two sides, which is always really good to do. Crossfire pays off in this game, because when you attack a soldier from back, or even from the side, you get it gets slightly easier to kill than when you try to attack from the front. So when you surround, when enemy is here, and you attack from like here and here, from two sides, then eventually it's always gonna be like, especially the fire of the bowman is getting difficult to do properly. But it's hard to explain without seeing this in action. Basically, the problem is that you have to face some of your bowmen here and some here, and you can get shot from both sides, but you can only be shooting on one side with this specific bowman. So when this bowman and this bowman shoot this bowman, then either this or this will be shooting from back or from side, which will most likely give them additional hit points. Well, I'm not entirely sure whether shooting from the back is more effective than shooting from the front. I'm only sure about the melee fighting part. When melee soldiers are fighting against each other, then definitely it pays off to attack from the back. But I think bowman might be working the same way. Maybe someone can correct me. In the meantime, you can see that troops are still lining up and there's no imminent action. Haha, that was funny, but well, he had to die. It's almost impossible not to lose a horse when you're attacking with one horse on plenty of bowmen. Still, I'd say in this current version the unit balance seems to be pretty nice. It's not out of place to have pikes, even if it's not something that everyone is going to do. Oh, sorry about it. I think I might be kinda tired. Anyway, someone's lagging. Hoping it's not me. Okay, I should be fine. Yeah, that's what I found as well. But he should catch these horses. I don't know why he's coming back. Brovar. He could easily walk in. Oh. Although you can see there's a kind of an advantage here. Maybe even would pay off to attack Bolt, because it's gonna be kinda difficult to help him here from the top. They'd have to move around this mountain. By the time they do that, the fight might be already over. And all Equal will need to do is just block this guy here from coming like there, which is fairly easy. There's plenty of army on the left side. It's hard for me to judge who's got more. We need some statistics built into the game for the spectators, really. Well, I thought it wasn't too bad to catch this here, because he could have some backup from there. Both could help him with these X-Men and some bows as well. And if he has to, he can always go back in time. Well, the last part might not be right, actually. I don't know. Anyway, seems like something is going to happen here. I think this piece of battlefield is relatively fair to both teams. Shouldn't give an advantage to either. But that's not. It's more because of the way they stand here. Because if I were the right side, I'd probably try to have a small army here, just to of movement. I mean, just to be able to shoot them from two directions, which is always a bad thing to do. And seems like the fight will start on the top. Now we'll have to be quick. Looking at what happens at the bottom as well. Aqua is going in as well. So far it looks... I put my money on Stocky. Brovar isn't fighting yet, which is actually not bad, because sometimes better. They're still not caught here, but that's about to change soon. But I think Aqua is making a mistake here if he wants to catch this. Even if it's kinda 2 versus 1. Let's watch the top front, because that's the most interesting one. You can see a lot of soldiers from Brovar standing, some of them fighting, but everyone, almost everyone is shooting, so it should be fine. There's plenty of horses on this front, so for now it looks quite good for the right side, but there's still plenty of reinforcements from the blue player. In the meantime, Aqua, you can see how weak pikes are. This is going to be really bad for them on this front. The only chance is that Bullet can defeat this in time. There's a little chance, yeah, it might work, but then they have a big problem here too. They really need some help. The help might be coming, but probably not too soon. You can see almost only militia left here in this army, so they should get shot pretty fast. But the problem on the right side is that they don't have many troops, many melee troops left there. In the meantime, at the bottom, Baldy will likely win. That's for sure. I have superior position. They have some horses, so they should also kill off most of the bows from the left side as well. But they really should try to help the top. Not necessary, because the top of the left team, top of the left side team, I mean, is going to the bottom, which means that all the right top has to do is to pursue them. At this point, scouting isn't that necessary. It's better to catch as many soldiers as you can, but maybe this was actually a mistake this time. We'll see, because these bows are quite far away, so there might not be an advantage for the right side. Although there is an advantage, because buildup is also here. Stocky, oh, okay, has some melee, so it should be fine. This looks really good for the right side. Let's see what they do with that. You can see a little less hit on Stocky versus Mr. Full Front. While looks quite good for the right side on the bottom here, but I don't think they have enough firepower to advance. I'm not sure. There's plenty of bows, but they don't have a lot of melee. Still, they decide to keep pushing, which is a good decision because they can kill a lot of bows, and there's actually some melee here. With that many bows, bullets and aquas melee, this corner of Razor's base will most likely die quickly. And there's some reinforcements coming here as well. Stocky doesn't try to advance further on, but it's not needed, I guess. He only needs to do some commotion here. There's nothing happening here. All the armies are in these two spots. Most players tend to fight only on one front, if it's unless it's necessary. It's not unusual to take like 15 militia and just make a sneak attack through a bridge or through an entrance like this, while the big fight is about to start somewhere in the middle. But we didn't see something like this here today. They don't have the worst situation here. I mean, there's only Mr. Fu. Okay, the defender should be fine. I wouldn't attack, at least, especially that he probably doesn't see a lot. Yeah. And this isn't quality melee. All he needs to do is just block while the bottom advances. There's plenty of troops here, so you can see. Yeah, but the problem with attacking the other bases, for example, like the bottom, it's that you're distracting your opponent, but you're also distracting yourself, and you really have to watch the main battlefield of your troops non-stop. It's even splitting your army into two pieces of the map, like even if it's like here and here you're fighting, it's already difficult to see, because you have to look here to see the entire battlefield to know how to fight. Then you look here again, and so on. You could keep going back and forth, and it's really annoying. So if someone is trying to attack the base, make a sneak attack with militia, they just send them in and forget about them and just maybe look at them for 2 or 3 seconds to change the direction or whatever. While of course the defender has to make much more work, then that's why sneak attacks are quite effective when there's a big fight. Seems like Seems like it's over. Probably... no save, I guess. So the game is over. The right side has won, obviously. Even if Stocky seems to have a bit less soldiers than he had. There must have been a fight here that we missed. Okay, I guess we can quit as well. To see the stats. Razor seems to have the best spam from what we saw. It's quite possible. He had pikemen too, so it's kind of like automatic best spam award goes to the guy who has pikes and has a good base, because you can make mod pikes than swordsmen. But as you saw with Equa, who somehow has the second place for the spam, pikes are not really effective in big fights. Of course you can use them better than he did, because he kind of tried to catch with them, like a middle catch, like front to front catch isn't really good for pikes. You should like divide them at least into two armies and try to catch from two directions, and then it's actually quite nice sometimes. The way Aqua did is probably not optimal. The problem with being more aggressive than your enemy is usually that in this game most of the entrances to the enemy are blocked, either by towers or by enemy army. So if you want to move more army to the towers of the enemy, you have less army in the middle, where your enemy's army is. So then you'll most likely get attacked if you move any serious army to the towers. The proper way to make the enemy go away is to outpush his main army towards his own base. There's usually no entrances you can attack through, because most of them will be blocked, and if you find a new entrance and you go like somewhere with your army, it's most likely that one of your enemies will follow you, and you just make the front bigger. It's not like making a new front usually. The easiest way to kind of divide your enemies' attention and armies is probably best seen on maps like the Final Frontier, when there's a really long front line going vertically through the entire map, and you have to go through the bases with your armies sometimes. You should just take all your horses from the very bottom to the very top and attack there, or the other way around. Anyway, to conclude this game, seems like... Okay, who was on the left side? We had Bullet, Equa, Mr. Fu and Razor. So Bolt, Stocky, Brovar and Skelly on the right. From the stats screen alone, and that's kind of what I felt. There shouldn't have been a big difference between both teams. Of course, it kind of seems like Razor is imba spamming and Equa not bad as well, but they had pikemen, so it doesn't really count. Especially that the right side actually won, and theoretically they shouldn't, because they kind of had, well, maybe not less, but well, okay, it's kind of similar actually. You can compare Bullet with Skelly just from these numbers, of course, but the numbers that should be quite well actually here, because they didn't have pikes, they had normal army combos. the cities were pretty similar when it comes to the army output. It's always fun to take a look at the resources produced. Yeah, you can see which two players had pikes. Oh, seems like Mr. Fu had some pikes as well. Maybe it was crossbows? No, it was pikes. This is interesting actually, only 30 pikes made from Razor, and then he keeps making swords. That's interesting. Most horses goes for Brovar, but most of the players had some, not too far away, one from each other. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, seems like they try to replay, but I'm not sure. Why can't I spectate? There's a custom to try to play again when the teams are not satisfied with the fight. But I'm guessing they will not play because we're missing Bolt, Brovar and Razor. Not sure whether they join. Okay, so it seems it's gonna end right now. If you guys want to keep watching Knights and Merchants, I think there's a stream right now. Let me see. Okay, that's not come, never mind. Okay, what's the time? Maybe I could stream one mod actually. Yeah, why not? Okay, so let's keep on going. I think they should let me, but they'd have to kick one of the guys. Just a bit of patience, and we should have. They probably play a save game first, and then they'll start a new game. Most likely. Should use that break waiting for players think, because I always forget to turn it off. Okay, new game, seems like. Seems like it's gonna be a 6-player game. Who the hell is Kaczka? Trying to find that guy on TeamSpeak. Might be coaches, but I'm not sure. Ah, definitely coaches. Okay, so we have at least 2 Polish players here. So waiting for 2 more. I'm not sure if buildup plays. Should take a few minutes to find the 2 remaining guys. Or just one.
Hey, wake up.
Still waiting for one more. Still need one more. Hmm. Hmm. Another one bites the dust. Oh, Grossmeister. Grossmaster? I was pretty sure there was an... I was sure he was writing this nickname in a different way, but... Ah, well, that guy could actually stay. Uh, okay, this might take a while. Maybe they decide to go 6-player. Mandos is here. Can change the bottom part finally. Seems like they play. What do they play? Nibenei. Unless the teams will change. Stocky for bullet and it should be fine unless they change it. Seems like Mandos will blend in well with Polish crew. Okay, with only 2 players from getting ready from starting the game, so yeah, Thunder, you might be right. Just Razor, and then we can start. It's taking a long time. There we go. Just to be sure, I put the teams right. Stocky, Bullet, Fu, and Razor. This is Coaches, Yahoo, SNS, and Mandos. That's correct. We've got Brovar taking spec spot this time. Okay, so this is the moment I should probably find something interesting to talk about for the next 20 minutes. Because it's not really interesting to watch people building schools. This map is called Nibenei Basin. I believe there's an earlier version of it in the remake. This one is a bit modified. I remember this location was changed a lot. I don't remember the exact changes, but that was one of the main things. Along with some other things, which I really don't remember, so I won't be speaking about that too much. The map was made by Ben. You might know that guy from numerous shoutcasts he made. His another name on YouTube is Prince Lotha. Probably most known shoutcaster in this community. Along with Luhi, also known as To. Although that guy made his shortcuts a bit earlier, he didn't make any recent ones, while Ben is still making some videos once in a while. And Ben is also a good map maker. He also made a Rebound, you might know that one. He probably didn't make any maps popular in publics though. Rebound is really popular in our community. It's one of the best 6-player maps for us. And Nibene Basin is it kind of wasn't popular at the start, but after this new version improved a lot of things, it's much more popular right now. I don't really understand this road here, but probably must have been a mistake. You're supposed to play this top versus bottom. You could theoretically play left-right, because we have 2 power locks, maybe not exactly power locks, they're just alone locks. Most likely without possibility to make towers, but I'm not sure about that one. No. You can make towers here actually. It's not Richland, but they are divided like completely from the 3 locations on the left, or on the right. In the case of this location, you can see there's no way here. So if these logs get outpushed into their bases, it's usually GG, because you can easily block the rest of the enemy team from helping. So obviously it's quite important to control the map here. Usually the front goes either here, there's some fighting. All the troops will most likely stand somewhere in the middle here. Unless the top team tries to attack on this front. It'll take a while before anything interesting will happen in this game, I guess. Let's see. Razor. This is a really strange way of placing his skull and stonemasons there. Skull is probably fine, but his base will kind of, well, I mean, it's probably not too bad to have few quaddies in both sides of the storehouse, for example. It's a nice place for the forest. Shouldn't be making too much of a mess in the base. I usually like to make a planting only woodcutter somewhere in the storehouse, but on this log I would probably not find a good spot for this. It's not always needed, to be honest. You just need to go for all the forests and it's gonna be fine. This map, however, is a bit short on wood. There's not a lot, only 2 forests in the well, kind of 3. Well, these 2 are really far away, but you can go here easily because you really have to catch Where's the arrow by the way here? Okay. We'll have to catch this gold one here. So we're gonna be like here anyway. It's not a long stretch. But for this area, you'll have to go much later, unless you make some farms along the way, for example. Seems like he doesn't want to play with pink. Okay, time to look at Mr. Fu. Not to quote a member of this community, there's nothing wrong with being gay, so I don't know. What's the problem here? I don't see a problem. Mr. Fu. Not much to be told about the base yet, I guess. But you can see how he plans to go with woodcutters on the northeast part of his base. While his farms and most of all of the other buildings are more likely going to be on the southwest, or mainly south and a bit of west as well. But you can see there's plenty of space here for the woodcutters. At least that's what I found, but I played this location yesterday. I found it quite hard to have enough space for wood. This location played by Bullet has to reach out to the left as well, so it can get kind of crowded here later on. He'll most likely go here, I guess. Although maybe it's better to make a road here, go for the iron mines. He can catch that forest from the left side as well. He doesn't need it right now. What he needs right now is coal, because he really needs to start the gold production soon. Pandas is on his way to the gold mine. You can see how convenient it is to go through this forest. You can have one more forest on the way. It's always nice. The next one is a bit further away. I guess it's a bit closer right now. But as you probably noticed by now, this map is really strange when it comes to the road work you have to put there. A massive amount of roads at a very early stage of the game, and it's the same for every single lock. As you can see, there's plenty of roads. You just have to go everywhere, like every single resource in a different spot of the map. This is extremely annoying, but it's not bad because it's quite similar for every player, as you can see, and it adds some difficulty to the map, so it's not too usual. Celeste's base looks kinda zane, but then you see this. So yeah, he'll have to deal with a similar amount of roads soon. It's not like it didn't cost him anything to get there either, to these two forests. Still, it kind of looks like this map so far seems really nice when it comes to wood. You can just make a planter near the storehouse, which will be really nice later on. Was there a possibility to do that here as well? Yeah, kind of. Nice planter from Mandos. But here, not really. I could try to make a planter here, but it's kinda. You kind of need the space later on. Well, it would be nice to have some space here, so I wouldn't plant there. You can see no. Well, this is a bad spot for planting. It's not too far away when you build like that. So yeah, you can see not every log has a nice planting opportunities. Uh, This coach is 12. He's rushing the woodcutters. Whoa. Either his log was really good with wood, or he's just... I don't know. His gold seems kinda late, isn't it? Yeah. But at least his wood production should be really nice. Which might be a good decision actually. He'll have more momentum to keep expanding his base really soon. But just look at the amount of wood he can have here. I think it's just a really good lock. This is Yahoo. Doesn't seem too bad when it comes to wood production either. Not a bad moment to finish the inn, indeed. Keeps expanding the farms. It's gonna make some forests, some woodcutters, I mean, here. It's not a bad spot. It's a bit far from the base, but well, to be honest, I'm not sure how big he wants to go for, but it's really necessary to have forests both here and here. He'll have plenty of wood, that's for sure, but I'm not sure where he wants to build his base. He can expand a lot here, maybe, but this can make his base really big. which is not always the best thing to happen. Might have a little doubt about whether he can handle it, but we'll see. I think we didn't see Stocky's base yet. You can see where he's planning to make his forests. But in general, as you can see, it's usually best to make woodcutters in the areas of your base where you will not go with anything else. As far away, I mean, maybe not as far away as possible. That's not good actually. More like you need to make them in a spot where they will not clutter the base with trees, which can be really bad because you have less space for buildings then. That's why I think this one will be cutting only. It's quite early for iron production. Stocky going big, it seems. Might have nice iron if he keeps the momentum, but if you go too early, might actually not be good enough for it. Sometimes you can see he's really fast when you compare him to the other players. Where's yeah, here. Mandos isn't too far away. Maybe these logs were power logs after all. I mean, I didn't check whether there's more builders and serfs at the start, and that always helps a lot. You gain about a minute, I guess, when you have one more builder. You can see Coaches is going kind of turtle style, really slow. Maybe one more farm that... oh well, Bullet seems to have a lot of farms as well. Well, so far... Mr. Fu has no wood and he keeps building. That's not a good idea. But these ones will start cutting pretty soon. So maybe it should be fine in the end. Actually, now I think of it, he's building just the amount he needs. Like, this building is already full with wood, so these two will go here, so he needs 6 plus 4 from these ones. So 3 are going already, 1 is here, 2 will be made soon, and 2 here. So he needs like 2 more wood pieces and he'll build all the buildings that currently have roads connected to. Which means he's simply navigating it really good, microing it properly. Which makes this base quite impressive, to be honest. Comparing it with Bullet, seems to be having a bit better situation with wood, but the problem is that it's actually worse because he doesn't seem to have second sawmill. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It's here, yeah. Might need a third one actually, because his woodcutters are already generating a bit more than the sawmills can operate with. So, well, okay, maybe I exaggerated a little bit, because as you can see, only these ones will be cutting anything in the closest future. Ah. Stocky's wood seems fine and he still keeps on expanding. This is really nice. I like it. Might be the best base in this game so far. Unless Bullet, well I don't know, Bullet or Mr. Fu. Mr. Fu was really interesting. Slightly worse iron, but you can see it's almost on par with Stocky. And he's not losing too much, I mean. It's on par with Bullet probably. Let's see how Mandos is doing. Only 2 farms working, which is a bummer. Compared with SLS. It's usually too early to predict something until the first 30 minutes are gone. But right now, I'd surprisingly put most of my money on Fu. His base looks the best so far. However, I don't know about woodcutters. Seems a bit off. I think this base might be a nice example of how... Well, he's building small, so maybe it will work, but I have a bit more faith in coaches who keeps a bit slower pace. But you can see he already has 3 sawmills and he has a lot of wood here. Obviously he had really nice forests here, but he also had some planters, I believe. That's why he keeps higher tempo of producing, high speed of producing wood. What happens in Yahoo's base? Keeps expanding his farms and his iron is almost running. Coaches doesn't see a need for the iron. It seems really slow when you look at coaches and you compare his advancements to the other team. But I'm pretty sure this is just a slightly different style. He will not go for something prematurely before he has the resources to generate it. And you can see his farms are working quite well. He's probably made 3 farms earlier, and now he makes the 3 other ones. The trick is that you make 1 farm, but you make fields for 2. And since this guy isn't gonna cut until he has something to cut, then he can plant twice as many fields. Because he's waiting to cut something, so he can do twice as much of planting. That's why he can plant for 2 farms. So you build 1 but you get 2. That's why coaches didn't have to make his farms too early. You can see coaches is already more effective than Bullet, who has 5 farms, out of which 4 were quite early, but he's not even cutting here. And you can see coaches will easily have 6, kinda 7 working farms really soon. He also has amazing wood production, although I'm starting to wonder whether it's not too good. Like maybe he could try to go for something else instead first. But he's gonna have a huge amount of wooden weapons that way, that's for sure. I'd even make a 4th sawmill early and start producing weapons. Coach's base seems really effective, unless he's generating too much wood. I can't really say yet. comparing this with Mr. Fu, he really needs the third sawmill. He's making one. His base doesn't seem too bad though. It will be interesting to compare his charts after the game with Cochise, because you can see Cochise is going for a slightly different curve. He rolls for a longer time and then he goes up, but I'm pretty sure he goes up much faster than Fu's base will. You can see it looks really well. Let's take a look at Bullet. Some wood problems. Whoa, that's not good. So these two woodcutters are cutting what was planted by two, and there's also some trees to be cut there. But apart from that, there's not a lot of wood to be cut. Ah, there's a third sawmill here. Like it was too much for Brava to watch. It's an interesting location for the barracks. Although it's usually fairly safe to build it here, even if it looks a bit terrifying. The front goes in a way which means if the enemy is here, then it's GG already, so it's not probably not worth it to even try to make them somewhere else. Let's take a look at SLS's base. Nothing too fancy, but shouldn't be too bad. That's how I'd describe it. Slightly late with some buildings. I guess there's not much more I'll tell you about this base. The stables are quite late. I mean, compared to the other players we've seen before. Should be enough for about 10 horses. 7, 10. 7 to 10, something like this. Now you can see that the decision to put woodcutters on both ends here was actually correct. There's plenty of trees planted here now. Seems really nice for his base. First horse going through the I've seen a horse, I'm sure of it. Ah, there he is. Okay, time to check Mandos, how he's doing. We had Razor's base. You can see he really loves his spikes, but he really needs the barracks. As I said in the earlier game, commenting the earlier game, I'm not a big fan of using pikes. For me, it's much more worth it to just make sword fighters. I'm not judging Razor's choice, and obviously he's good enough in fight to make use of this combat unit. As you could see in the previous game, for example, Equa didn't use them properly. As I said, you should try to use the fact that you have more units than your enemy will likely have when your enemy has sword fighters instead of pikes. And ideally you should avoid enemy fighting you with bows, but it's not always that easy, of course. Wonder. These tables are probably put not before 20 minutes till peacetime, so there's not gonna be a lot of houses here. Fu already has 4 horses if there's not a 5th one on the road somewhere, but I don't see, so probably not. There's a 5th one here. That's nice. I estimate about 12 on peace time maybe, we'll see. Raging Bullet. Strange spot for palms. As you can see, it's actually quite nice because you can't really fill this space with any buildings. At least that would be suboptimal. I'd still consider making a shortcut here. Maybe it's not that necessary. It's not always the best idea to have every single shortcut you have to have, so... That's a really funny way of building farms, but really everyone has his own way. As you can see, every single player is building them in a different way. Bullet seems to be having a quite alright game, I think. Ouch. Second tannery. There's 10 minutes till peacetime, so we'll be able to see in a few moments how good these armies would be. I think Mr. Fu's base isn't that bad. Working quite well. It's 10 minutes, so he can make, let's say, 15. Depends where he'll have horses, but let's say 15 sword fighters. Some of them will be knight. And 20, 25 pikemen on peacetime. It's quite an interesting base. There's still some time, so he'll have at least 40 ladder, if not probably more. How is his wood production? Could have been better. It's a shame he didn't make one or two more woodcutters. He seems to have plenty of space on the bottom of his base. So it shouldn't have been a problem. I can't spot his third... what's it called? Swine farm. Oh, training stone for the cotton? This is strange, that's for sure. As you can see, he only has one stable and two pig farms and one mill, which makes this base really small, but also quite effective, I'd say. I like it. And I'm not exactly sure about the iron though, but apart from that, his army should be quite flexible. Comparing him with my other favorite in this game, coaches. Doesn't seem like much when you see this comparing to what Mr. Fu has. Well, Mr. Fu definitely has more effective leather production, but I'm pretty sure Cochise' problem might not be the lack of leather, but more so, yeah, only one tannery. Which means in next 5 minutes he'll probably have similar amount to Mr. Fu. As you can see, Mr. Fu most likely has empty tannery. Let me see. Yeah, it's almost empty, so he's going to slow down a little bit soon. I think he might have 50 leather on peacetime, which is still a really nice amount. And it's 5 more. Okay, yeah, should do this. Not a problem. Obviously, Coaches has. Oh, it's a nice tempo of these stables. He has 2 stables and 3 swine farms. You can see this is quite bigger than what you saw in Mr. Fu's base. These 3 minutes, I'd better make the shortcuts to the barracks. Okay, so oops, sorry, had some technical problems. Let's start with Mandos. 2 minutes till peacetime, so it's probably a good time to see the amount in barracks. So let's start. Mandos has about 35 leather, 4 horses and about 25 iron. It's okay, but I expected maybe a bit more. It's a decent army. It's kind of standard, I'd say. Razor. Could be better with iron, I'd say. It's similar amount to what Mandos has, but him has more pikes. I don't know if I like it. It's kind of bad for the Razor, I'd say. Not that much of wooden weapons either. Mr. Fu, really nice. About 50 leather, weapons for it, and a good amount of pikes and swordmen and knight. Mr. Bullet, 48 leather. That's also really nice. Similar to what Fu has. SLS, quite nice. Coaches, really nice amount of horses, but leather could be much better. He needs a second tannery, he's building it right now. Yahoo, quite nice. And Stocky, yeah, really good. Lacking on swords a little bit though. So, I don't think anyone screwed it up in either of team. Should be a pretty decent fight, to be honest. So, I guess we need to wait a couple of minutes again for from the players to be ready again, because there's a peacetime break right now. So I guess we'll be back in the game shortly. We're waiting only for coaches right now, so it should start shortly. There we go. We're starting again. The peacetime bell comes. So army wise, I don't know, both sides look quite fine. However, I made a little mistake. I forgot that stock is with the bottom team and not with the right side. I was talking from a point of view of left versus right, but it's obviously top versus bottom. So Mandos is in the top team, along with these three guys. Okay. I have the right to be a little sleepy right now. Let's agree with that. Okay, what's happening here? It's a pretty nice scout from, I don't know, probably Rezo. I didn't see whose horse was there. SLS trying to do the same here. Okay, good call. It's gonna be a nice scout from Mr. Fu. Let's watch this. Not the best direction to take. That's nice. Ouch. Not the best use of scout. Could have gone further. Okay, this is pretty risky. See? Well, okay. Oh, that's one brave horse. It's going to give them a really nice vision here. Whoops. Ah, snap. Okay, seems like the top moves to the right while Mandos doesn't notice. I'm afraid I know how this will end. Surprisingly enough, Stocky advances first, while I kinda expected the opposite to happen. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what happens here, because Stocky is alone, and he's a really obvious target. They do see enough. Ah, but seems like Yahoo sends his horses around, so to not make him be too afraid and to be able to attack him, to catch him before he retreats. It's a ridiculous positioning of troops, to be honest. If I were Mandos, I'd move my goddamn ass to the right side. Now they've given plenty of time for the bullet to move here. So now they want to attack through. Okay, I have no idea what the top is doing, but it's not really effective. And Mandos is really vulnerable in this position. Yeah, this is too obvious. They should do this in a different way, perhaps. I really don't understand Mandos' position, but well, it kind of works. But when Razor moves to the right, it's going to be really hard for Mandos to join the fight. So, okay, what's the vision of the other team? Yeah, then they don't see anything. So. If they don't see anything, they shouldn't know about the horses here, which makes for a pretty nice surprise. Storm attack? Well, I'd risk it. Right now especially. Ah, but maybe Stocky will not go back fast enough so they can attack. But one really nice thing would be to block the bridge or actually catch Bullet here. Oh, but now I think Stocky is in a really bad position. They can catch him with horses easily. They already have support of one army of bows. And yeah, this is probably the best spot to... not catching yet. Probably doesn't want to catch on towers. But there's little... Well, okay. This is not a good catch though. Oh, they surrounded themselves pretty bad. It looked really good, but then somehow didn't work. But well, it's really gonna be fine because of the sheer amount of horses here. The problem is they will probably lose most of these horses, which is kind of bad. Let's see here plenty. There's everything happening on the left side. They just widened the front, and there's 2 versus 2 here, but there's still not fight. We need to watch that space, obviously. While in the meantime here, you can see some green horses there. Generally, seems like a better position for the top, but the left part of this fight seems to be better for the bottom team. Depends how quick they can start moving their horses. That means almost now. Yeah, so the top should easily win there. They just need to block a bit these horses, and they can advance right now. You just have to shoot down this because these bows are relatively easy to kill. Just go around with the horses. Okay, surprise. You can see there's still plenty of horses for the top team. Still plenty left. But there's some pikes on the battlefield. Unfortunately, horses are catching them. Kochi seems to be retreating most of his horses right now. But he's not doing it quick enough, so he gets caught. Oh snap. That's bad, but he has a superior position, which means he shouldn't have a problem. He might lose 1, maybe 2, maybe 0. Yeah. No horses. Oh, 1 horse lost, but it was from one of the towers, I think. So yeah, they completely smashed this side, so let's take a look at the top left. For me it seems like the bottom prevails, but I'm not sure because the top has quality troops and seems like in time top keeps gaining an advantage here. The bottom is resolved pretty much. Stocky is being attacked. There are troops in his base, so he'll most likely lose. Especially that there's no way for others to help him from in any other way than from outside the base. You can see that, well, it's hard to say who won, it's more like a draw here. Nobody has melee left, which makes very interesting. But then Kochi is coming with his horses in a really brave maneuver. So now he could try to pursue actually, but he's too slow. What's their vision here? They can see everything. Yeah, he's really slow, I don't know why. Yahoo is fighting here. Coach is probably focused on this front, while the left side was where he could make most of the difference here. Although there's not a lot of posters, maybe the plan was to just block this all along. They should have a better chance, much better chance to win there. Okay, coaches likely will catch here. Okay, this is nice. SLS is not using his horse, which is really bad. I think this will be another draw. It's not really an advantage for any team here. See, so plenty of bows and not a lot of melee. Okay, seems like Stocky is dead. He still seems to be sending troops from the left side, so his barracks are here. Yeah, okay, didn't expect that. But he still has some troops, which means, well, coaches should really try harder. Cause, well, maybe he doesn't have to, cause Stocky attacks in a really dumb way. In the meantime, there's a surprise waiting from the top team here, but it's not going to be very effective, I think. Mandos and SLS will lose this quickly if they keep on attacking. They should just block, I guess. Or maybe go back a bit, because they don't seem to be in the highest form when it comes to fighting. You can see. Oh no, not storm attack, please. Just some tower kills, really. Oh, empty? Nah, not in range, okay. Well, it's really bad. Yeah, well, it's not even shooting. How can it be effective? Oh, that's a nice shot. Savage. But the bottom team can easily defend with the advantage of troops they have here. But in the meantime, it's much worse on this front. Might be that Mr. Fool, yeah, they are trying to send everything. They are going all in to try and defend Bullet's barracks. Not surprising, to be honest. Nobody wants to fight 2 versus 4. But yeah, it might be already too late. Still, Mr. Fool has quite a lot of troops. This actually might work. But Yahoo is very effective killing Bullet's remaining bowmen. So I'd say it's too late for Fu to come here. They'll most likely save the city, but not for long. Yep, you can see there's not a lot of troops left, which means they will regroup and go back. Now coaches should focus on this city, because he's doing nothing here. Obviously standing here is also helpful, but the problem is Stocky is still producing troops. And still has about 35 serfs, which is quite nice. Okay, now he woke up. He most likely kill off this city enough to make it too hard to rebuild. But there's... They really need reinforcements, but Yahoo has some. They should retreat with this, really. Maybe not. Oh, actually, okay, these troops are from Colchis, that's nice. Oh, this might be good, actually. Yeah, Colchis didn't even need his reinforcement. But that's also because SLS is helping here. Well, when you go all in on the right side front, you have to be prepared that the left side will follow. So yeah, this second try of going into Bullet's city will most likely be successful, with Stocky out of game completely. I think we should finally claim GG. But all in all, it was quite a long game, 20 minutes after peacetime. No, not a random fight, it was a really nice fight. Which means that's probably it. So the top wins after quite an interesting fight. I enjoyed watching and commentating on that for sure, and hopefully you did as well. Even if there's not a lot of spectators, to be honest. I've had 2 on YouTube and 1 on Twitch in this game. It's a bit worse than the other one. Anyway, I didn't see the statistics screen. So let's see it again. There we go. Mr. Fu has a lot of troops. I think he was making a lot of militia, and he also had pikes, didn't he? Yep, correct. A lot of head axes, yeah, that's what I expected. Still, Mr. Fu and Razor were doing a good job on the left front. Mandos and the SLS didn't do their best, to be honest. I wasn't entirely convinced by their maneuvers, while Razor and Fu shown that they can be pretty engaging enemies. They defended really well, pointed out mistake after mistake. The problem though is that Mandos and SLS most likely didn't communicate at all. Yeah, I can't see. Sorry. Actually, Mandos was on TeamSpeak. Not sure if he was listening. Still, I'd bet that Fu and Razor had a bit better communication. Also, Mr. Fu gets the award for no starvation. The only guy with no troops left, no citizens lost. Obviously, coaches and Yahoo also seem to, maybe SLS also seem to have little casualties, which means probably that their economy wasn't that bad. This is interesting. Look at Mr. Fu's citizen graph. Way below everyone else. Now that's where it pays off to have a really small base. It will be also interesting to see the food graph on Mr. Fu. The second best. So he was probably the only guy whose base could be depended upon when it comes to production. There's not a single problem here. Of course, he was making a lot of wooden weapons of axes. Let me see though whether he about 50. Well, okay. At least half of this was probably militia from the graphs I see here. Couldn't have equipped all. At most 50, because that's almost 50 X-Men, because that's how many shields he had, so he had at least 40 militia. Which kinda explains this really nice graph, but all in all he also had a really nice base. You can see his weapon production graph is really nice. Bested only by Yahoo. Okay, so I think that's it. Thanks to these few guys or girls who've been watching till the end. I've streamed 2 games today. I'll plan I'll try to stream once in a few days, once in a while. It's getting pretty late. Maybe I'll go to sleep. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I guess see you next time. Bye bye.